been. You blowing so I can start speaking, or you blowing me away? Let the blow, 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 right? You're blowing tonight to let the other side hear that is only one person you supporting, Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali. And only one party you voting for, the PPP. Comrades, let me start by thanking you for coming out in your large numbers for this roadside meeting. You know, when they launch your campaign, they had a crowd like this, and they launched it in Big Georgetown Square, the Revolution, and this is a roadside meeting in Eccles, Ramburg, and you got a bigger crowd. The only reason why we have such a large crowd is because you feel the development for 5 years. You can try and correct my English and say, it should be you felt the development. Development for 5 years. Who brought the development for you? You brought the development for yourself 5 years ago when you voted for the PPP. And that was a very important decision you made 5 years ago. Because with your vote, we were able to take our plans for you every year for 5 years and get it funded in Parliament when we voted for the budget for 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. 5 years of budget that brought development for you and your community. And you know what? I am happy tonight that I don't have to repeat all the promises that we made and the promises that we fulfilled to you. We delivered on all the promises, and the previous speakers shared and reminded you of all the promises that we made. And there are more that I didn't mention. But what is important? We made the promises to you after you voted for us, and we delivered on all those promises. We went to the House of Assembly with our budget, we debated it, we passed the budget, and we delivered to you, the people. Isn't that so? So when the jokers, and they don't like me to call them jokers, when the jokers come to you, tell them, no, you voted for the PPP. What are you going to tell them? No, PPP all the way. PPP for another 5 years. With your vote, we repaired and built over 4,500 roads throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. Right here in your communities. New roads repaired. Today I went into some communities on the East Bank, and I myself as Prime Minister was shocked, because I went into those communities when we were campaigning in February 2020, and the people said a lot of promises were made to them during the elections, and nobody don't deliver, and they hope we're not the same. I went back there today and yesterday, and the people are in high praises for us. And I myself was shocked, because the roads are done. Concrete road, asphalted road. So we deliver to the people on roads. You heard about all the highways that building all over Guyana, giving me headaches. I getting lost on some of the highways. Not Basildee, getting lost because the development is happening at such a terrific rate that I, as your Prime Minister, have to keep abreast of the development. Do you want to vote for another party? Don't worry, these jokers, they have a manifesto and they say about putting people first. They didn't put you first in 2015 to 2020, but suddenly they want to come and put you first now. They need to start by apologizing to you because in 2020 they lost the election and they held on to power for 5 months, knowing that they lost the election. How can they come and tell you that they're putting you first now? They have to come and apologize to you for rigging, trying to rig the elections. Until they could apologize to you or people, you cannot listen to them. You should not listen to them. The only party you must listen to is the party that made promises and delivered to you. The party that didn't only deliver roads, we deliver hospitals. You heard about the hospitals? Every region getting a brand new hospital. This is a party that built 6 to 7 nursery schools, 4 to 5 primary schools, and 42 secondary schools throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. Who do you vote for? You can only do that if you have a vision for the people, a vision to develop the people, a vision to take the people from where they are now into the future, a brighter future for every Guyanese. Every child in Guyana is assured of a more comfortable future than I would have enjoyed when I was a child. That is development. And it's not been unfair to them. They had a chance. You gave them an opportunity to bring development for you when you voted for them in 2015. People vote for them, they won the elections, and we conceded, we accept that we lost the elections. In true democratic fashion that we are accustomed to, we don't fight it. Once the figure shows, and the legal authority that is GCOM say A win the election, okay, A won the election. That is what we did in 2015. GCOM said APNU, AFC won the election and the PPPC conceded. We accepted and we stepped aside and we allowed them to run their affairs for 5 years in Guyana. And what happened at the end of 5 years? Don't let them blame everything on COVID. They would like to blame everything on COVID. This country stood still under them for 5 years. When we took over August the 2nd, 2020, what did we find? A ghost town, a ghost country, because of their failed policies. And when we took over, we had to deal with COVID because they were mismanaging the response to COVID-19 in Guyana. You know the stories. The open hospital at Liliandal. Nice ribbon cutting ceremony, but they were only concerned with the legacy of opening a hospital. Remember when the people asked them for a conducted tour of the hospital that they opened? They said, no, we cut the ribbon, you can't go past this point. When we took over, it was a shell. It was a building mark, infectious disease hospital, and when you get inside, nothing was happening. We had to put in beds, we put in gas, we put in equipment, we found the nurses and the doctors, and we opened the hospital before the end of October. People were being treated in the hospital, lives were being saved in that hospital. These are the stories you must remember. When you suspected of having COVID, you see some people come with what look like space suit, like spacemen. They come and they grab you and they take you to Georgetown Hospital. Guyana only had 200 testing kits when we took office. No PPEs, personal protection equipment or wear for the nurses and doctors. And in less than 3 months, we had every health center, every hospital in this country equipped with personal protection equipment and wear for our doctors and nurses with testing kit. So we could test people with COVID and with the medication to treat people. And you know what? This poor developing country that just discovered oil and gas and then start getting a cent from it as yet. We, the PPPC government, purchased vaccine to vaccinate every Guyanese against COVID-19. That is what we did. And comrades, you heard about roads, but there's a story about housing too. When we told them, when we were campaigning, we promised we will deliver 50,000 house lots. You know, they laugh and they scoff at us. Today, we are reporting 53,065 house lots allocated, distributed to Guyanese. And we distributed to every Guyanese that was on the list. We didn't look at race. So every Guyanese, whether you're African Guyanese, you're Indian Guyanese, you're mixed Guyanese, you're Chinese Guyanese, you're Amerindian Guyanese, you're European or Portuguese Guyanese, you got house lots in Guyana. Only because you were Guyanese and you had an application. That was the only requirement. So when we make policies for all the people of Guyana. And they're running scared. Right now they're appealing to race. You listen to David Hines. Listen to Dr. Henry Jeffrey. Listen to Norton. Listen to Young Corbin. All of them are appealing to race. And I want them to see the video. Tonight's gathering. African Guyanese, East Indian Guyanese, Amerindian Guyanese, mixed Guyanese, you name it. Guyanese from all races here tonight. Listening, and ready to vote for the PPPC on the 4th of September. And you know why? You know why they're all ready to vote? They're all ready to vote because they benefited from the promises that were delivered to all Guyanese throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. Going to the interior, our Amerindian brothers and sisters, they're able to listen to this rally tonight because we put internet connectivity in every Amerindian village. They can listen, they can look and see what is happening tonight. They can look and see what's happening, not only at the rally, but they're looking at the cricket too. You know the match starts at 7 o'clock tonight, right? So they can look at the cricket and they can see what's happening in Guyana. And when they get sick and they go to the health center in the village, the health visitor and the doctor can utilize the telemedicine to send all the data to Georgetown or to wherever the specialist is, who can then evaluate and guide how they should be treated. So they could be in their community and be treated for whatever medical condition they have. And if it warrants an evacuation, then we send in the plane to medevac them for further treatment in Georgetown. That is the leap. That is the leap in technology that we made from 2020 to now. Who did it? PPPC government did it. Do you want to risk that? Do you want to risk that with these jokers? They're appealing to African Guyanese like myself. Once you decide that you're going to vote for the PPPC because you want development to continue in Guyana, they're trying to call you all kind of names. but I'm accustomed to be called all kinds of names. And I want every African Guyanese who decides to vote for the PPP to know that you made the right decision. You voted for development. You voted on issue, and you refuse to vote race. And that is what will develop Guyana. We must vote on issues. And once the PPPC continue to bring development to the people of Guyana, I can assure you that I will continue to be the Prime Minister and be very supportive of any president, Dr. Irfan Ali, and any other leader. Because development is important for our people. We cannot have oil and we cannot have gas and be like some countries where the country has oil and gas, we have a lot of revenue, but a small group is enjoying it. We in the PPPC believe in shared prosperity. Everybody must benefit from the resources of this country. And I'm saying that to remind you, God don't sleep, you know. God don't sleep. When we found the oil, the people gave me an $18 million bonus. Did they share it with the Guyana? No. They didn't even tell nobody. They tried to hide it. It was a well-kept secret until some journalists discovered through his investigation that the money was paid. 5 ministers of the last government, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 ministers. Each one of them separately was asked about the 18 million, and each and every one of them denied it. And then one of them got cornered on a radio program, a TV program. He went in the studio, right? He went in the studio and he got cornered. Kaichor News program, go and look at it, Google it. A man named Jordan, he get cornered. I want to ask him about the 18 million. What he said? He said he thought it was a gift. Just imagine ExxonMobil, CNOOC, and the other big company that formed the group there, right? They're going to give $18 million to Guyana, and he, the Minister of Finance, thought it was a gift. They pocket the money for themselves because that is what they believe in. A small group enjoying everything, enjoying the bread as we speak. But you know what? At the same time, they're trying to take bread. And they took bread out of your mouth because there was a tax and spend economy and they had 200 burdensome taxes. And when they raised the money, they had a nice time, a lovely time. You must go and read. These things happened before in monarchies around the world, and it led to rebellion and revolution. But luckily for us, we have the most important weapon in today's world. And you know what's that weapon? Your vote. Your vote is the most important weapon. And we had an election. You know, there's an old saying, you could do as much as you want, but not for as long as you want. The writing was on the wall for them. We had a no confidence motion, and they tried all shenanigans and held on to power. But then the pressure came. The pressure came from the developed world. The pressure came from all the organizations that we are part of. CARICOM, Organization of American States, the United Nations. The pressure came from America, from Britain, from Canada, from the European Union. And they had to bow to the pressure. And they kept elections, the 2nd of March 2020. We should have had elections during latest April 2019. They kept the election we went to the poll with your vote, your weapon, and we won that election. They held on to power. They held on to power. They lost the election, they held on to power. We assumed office after all the shenanigans on the 2nd of August. And Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali led from in front. He is the true general. In fact, he's the field marshal. He is the field marshal. I am just a little brigadier. This is the field marshal who led from in front and brought us to the stage where we are today, where the entire world, after doing a survey of 185 countries, you know what they said? Guyana is the #1 country in the world that could feed itself. All the food groups provided right here, produced right here for the people in Guyana. With his guidance, working with Dr. Jagdio and working with the entire cabinet and all our advisors, we have the fastest growing economy in the world today. Think about it, Google it, fact check it, and it's likely to be that for the next couple of years. So what is happening in Guyana today? You have the same team ensuring that the revenue is properly managed to bring all the development that you are benefiting from today. The economic growth, the empowerment of our youth and our women. You heard about the bank that soon will be set up, where our youth and our women folk could go and get interest-free loans. Right? All because of the visionary leadership of Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and his team. Give him a round of applause for that. Comrades, you heard about the Because We Care cash grant that leaped from 50,000 and 5,000 for uniform straight up in the sky to 200,000 and 5. In fact, it's 205,000 because you're still getting 5,000 for uniform. You get 100,000 because we care and 100,000 for transportation. It didn't happen overnight. Our leader and his team, his Minister of Finance, they did a lot of number crunching and they decided that they can find and we can find the money to give it to you so your children can have a better future. Less money for you to find to send your children to school. You know why it's less money? Because it's not only that you got free textbooks, expanded food feeding program in schools. Isn't that so? We pay for 8 subjects at the CXC. University is free. And we training the teachers by the thousands to ensure every school throughout the length and breadth of Guyana have trained teachers. We are preparing Guyana for the future, and at the same time, we are ensuring that you have a better life today in Guyana. So when these jokers come for you, laugh at them and then tell them no. They're talking about putting people first. They did not put you first. Once bitten, twice shy. If you had an experience in 2015 to 2020 of them riding roughshod on you, how come would you go and make the same mistake and vote for them again? They're out, they have to stay out. The only person you're voting for is the PPP. Cop, cop, cop. This is a government that provided for every strata of our society. Every sector, every interest group, the businessmen, the workers, we spent over $120 billion to increase the salaries over 5 years of our public servants. The feeding program, you talk about the feeding program, I talked about it already. The public servants, the nurses, the teachers, the doctors, the soldiers, the policemen, the firemen, the prison service officers, you name it, all the public servants, the engineers, all of them got increases in salary in a sustained manner over 5 years. And you know what? They're telling the discipline services that if they get elected, they're going to pay them the bonus. They took away the bonus, we got into office, and we paid the bonus. That's a done deal. They cannot fool anybody. The bonus is being paid by our government. Our disability payment has gone up. Our old age payment has doubled. It moved from 21,500 to 41,000. And recently our president, who will be the next president from the 1st of September, announced that it will go to at least $60,000. And remember, every Guyanese, you only have to be a Guyanese and 18 years old. You got your $100,000, isn't that so? You spent it already? And you know you get another 100 next year, right? Or more. Somebody said more? At least 100. At least another 100 next year. If I continue like this, I will read out the whole rap sheet and the president wouldn't have nothing more to tell you. But I want to end by telling you two things. My African Guyanese brothers and sisters, when the 1st of September comes, go to the polling place, put your X next to the cup. Vote for progress. Vote for a government that has your development at heart. And to all my Guyanese brothers and sisters, I want you to wake up, join the line, and do the same thing. Vote for continued progress in Guyana. Progress under the concept of one Guyana. We ain't got no race that we singling out. I just use this opportunity to appeal to the fellow African Guyanese because I know the message that they're trying to send to my brothers, African Guyanese brothers. Now is the time for you to make a decision for your continued development. Now is the time to show the world that you are unshackled. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Very important. Vote for your development. Vote for your family development. Vote for your children's future. Vote for the defense of democracy in Guyana. Vote for one Guyana. All the people, come out early and vote for continued development. Thank you very much.